dad made food and gave his son and daughter only a tiny bit of ketchup. They were both upset they wanted more, but the father said there wasn't enough sauce for everyone. Then he poured a huge amount of ketchup onto his own food. The daughter came up with a genius idea. She threw all her pasta into the sauce bottle and shook it so every piece got covered. Her brother did the same right after, but they knew their father would try it too, so they put grass inside the sauce bottle. You won't believe what happened next, but quick!
Which food would you give to your mother? Broccoli. Ignore this video. McDonald's? Leave a like. Lunchly? Comment a heart emoji. Pizza? Subscribe. Sushi? Share this video with 3 friends. Donuts? Do everything. But what is your mother's favorite food?
The dad did it, and all his food was ruined. A little girl had her eyes on a man's candy. She remembered that he had gotten mad at her before, but then an idea popped into her head. She started gathering all his candy and putting them into a plastic bag. After that, she dropped the bag into a pot of boiling water to melt everything. Once the girl finished melting the candy, she cut the bag and squeezed all the melted candy into a giant mold. Just then, the man started waking up, but what happened next is unbelievable. You would be shocked to see what she did. But quick! He made a massive candy without him noticing. The big brother and sister were eating meat because they believed it would make them strong. When they saw their little brother eating cereal, they laughed at him. But the little guy told them, "This cereal makes me strong." They didn't believe him, so he challenged them to a workout at the gym to prove it. But once they got there, the brother and sister couldn't do anything. They were too weak. You won't believe what happened next. But the little brother shocked them both by showing just how strong he really was. The mom was a genius. She gave her little boy a chocolate for every push-up he did so he could grow up strong one day. The father saw all the candy the boy was getting, and he got jealous. He really wanted chocolate too. The boy was excited, holding all his sweets, while the father was just staring, wanting some for himself. So he ran to the mom and begged her, saying he could also do push-ups for candy. She looked at him and told him he was fat and needed to start exercising. He immediately dropped down and started doing push-ups super fast. But what happened next was unbelievable. But quick!
Which food would you give to your mother? Broccoli. Ignore this video. McDonald's? Leave a like. Lunchly? Comment a heart emoji. Pizza? Subscribe. Sushi? Share this video with 3 friends. Donuts? Do everything. But what is your mother's favorite food?
The mother gave him cabbage instead of candy. Look, this little boy was being naughty. He threw an egg out of the window and it accidentally landed on an angry man. The man looked up, saw the boy at the window, and stormed into the building to find him. The boy panicked and quickly shut the window. Then he ran to his mom and gave her headphones so she wouldn't hear the doorbell. The angry man was searching everywhere for the kid, but then something unexpected happened. But luckily, the man gave up and walked away, and the boy was safe and sound. The mom was about to hit her son with a belt, but then someone knocked on the door. The little boy was terrified and stayed quiet like his mom told him to. She opened the door, and it was the mailman. The boy, still scared, crawled closer so the mailman could see him. When the man spotted the boy, he looked shocked. He knew something was wrong, but the mom quickly forced the mailman to leave and slammed the door. She smiled, thinking she got away with it, but then someone knocked again. But what happened next was unbelievable. It was the mailman, and he called the police and rescued the boy. A little boy and his dad had a challenge. They wanted to see who could get the most M&Ms into their plate using only a spoon in their mouth. The boy was super fast and was beating his dad easily, but then the dad realized he was losing and panicked. He came up with a sneaky plan and grabbed a full packet of M&Ms. After that, he dumped the whole thing into his plate when no one was looking. Just then, time was up and the dad won a can of Pringles. Once the boy saw he lost, he felt really sad while his dad felt proud. The kid found an empty M&M wrapper under the seat and showed it to his mom. You would be shocked to see what happened next, but the dad got caught cheating and there were no Pringles in his prize can. This mom's baby was already on the way. The father was so shocked he jumped onto the couch, then bolted to get everything they'd need for the hospital. But instead of hurrying, he told his wife to wait. She shouted at him to make it quick. Then he rushed to the bathroom, not to help, but to shave. After that, he started cleaning his shoes before putting them on. But then something hilarious happened. But quick!
Which food would you give to your mother? Broccoli. Ignore this video. McDonald's? Leave a like. Lunchly? Comment a heart emoji. Pizza? Subscribe. Sushi? Share this video with 3 friends. Donuts? Do everything. But what is your mother's favorite food?
The baby was already born by the time he was finally ready. This little boy had an ice cream, but his older brother snatched it and ate the whole thing. The boy was heartbroken until his mom saw what happened and called him over. She had a genius idea. She took cookies and Nutella, tossed them into an M&M bag, poured in some milk, and popped it into the freezer. Then something amazing happened. But quick!
Which food would you give to your mother? Broccoli. Ignore this video. McDonald's? Leave a like. Lunchly? Comment a heart emoji. Pizza? Subscribe. Sushi? Share this video with 3 friends. Donuts? Do everything. But what is your mother's favorite food?
The little boy got an ice cream that was even tastier than than the first one. This little boy wanted to take a bath, but the water started overflowing. He panicked and ran to clean it up, but he was struggling. His father noticed and rushed in to help, trying to unclog the drain so the water could escape. While checking, he found a bottle of makeup that belonged to his wife. He brought it to her and accused her of blocking the drain. She was shocked and said it wasn't hers, so she went to check and fix it herself. Then something hilarious happened. But quick! Drain finally cleared, but it turned out her necklace was the real cause and she secretly hid it from them. A little girl was very sneaky. She secretly took her brother's cotton candy while he was sleeping. She remembered that her brother had gotten mad at her before, and then an idea popped into her head. She started tearing the cotton candy into pieces and dissolving it in a bowl of water. After that, she poured the sugary water into a pan and began boiling it. Just then, her brother woke up and ran to the kitchen. Once the girl finished melting the candy, she did something unbelievable. You would be shocked to see what she did, but made a new candy without her brother noticing. Look, a little boy was drawing when his marker ran out, but when he told his mom, she had a genius idea and got an orange, stucking the pen inside and shook it. However, when she pulled out the marker and handed it to the little guy, he tried it and you won't believe how it turned out. It was way better than before. After the father saw this, he was completely shocked. But when the boy ran out of another marker, his mother stuck it inside of an apple and shook it. After she handed it back to the little guy, and it was way better than before. Then the man's marker runs out and he sees an avocado. When he tried to stick the pen inside and shook it, something insane happened. But quick!
Which food would you give to your mother? Broccoli. Ignore this video. McDonald's? Leave a like. Lunchly? Comment a heart emoji. Pizza? Subscribe. Sushi? Share this video with 3 friends. Donuts? Do everything.
His marker is yellow because it was a mango. A mom gave her sons food, but they didn't want to eat it. She told them whoever finishes first would win an iPhone. Suddenly, both started eating fast. The little brother finished first and went to get the mom, but the big brother secretly dumped his food into his brother's bowl. When the mom returned, she saw the full bowl and gave the prize to the big brother. Then something insane happened. But quick!
Choose a vehicle to escape the apocalypse. Half a car. Scroll or ignore. A Cybertruck. Leave a like on this video. An armored truck. Comment a heart emoji if you love armored trucks. A Ford F650. Subscribe to the channel. Hot Wheels monster truck. Do everything and share with a friend. But what is your favorite vehicle?
He opened the iPhone box and inside was a vegetable. A little girl and her brother were playing soccer when the little man kicked the ball too hard and knocked out her tooth. She had a clever plan. The tooth went under her pillow and in the morning she found $1. Excited, she showed her brother and the little man got an idea. He grabbed pliers and pulled out his own tooth. Then something insane happened. But quick!
Which food would you give to your mother? Broccoli. Ignore this video. McDonald's? Leave a like. Lunchly? Comment a heart emoji. Pizza? Subscribe. Sushi? Share this video with 3 friends. Donuts? Do everything. But what is your mother's favorite food?
The tooth fairy gave him toothpaste because his tooth was disgusting.